Okay, so let's kick things off with the research methodology for this report. We fielded an online survey of 98 CPG brand and agency professionals from October 23rd to November 20th. For CPG brand executives to qualify for this survey, more than 10% of their annual marketing budget needed to be allocated to retail media. I should also note that we didn't specifically screen for US-only participants, but rather pulled from our community database, which spans North America. So the respondents that took the survey were mostly from CPG brand companies. CPG executives made up about 60% of survey respondents, and agency professionals made up the rest. Nearly a third of respondents surveyed were managers, followed by directors and senior management. When we asked to gauge the importance of several common marketing channels, about 80% of respondents indicated retail media and online paid search were at least very important to their organizations, with more than half even reporting online paid search was extremely important. As you can see, about 70% of respondents also indicated online programmatic display and online paid search was at least very important to their organization. This was followed by 62% of survey takers saying shopper marketing, trade promotion, or co-op brand programs was at least very important to their organization, and 56% pointing to CTV and streaming TV as important channels. On the other hand, more than half of respondents said traditional TV, radio, and traditional print were minimally or not at all important. We also shared a list of specific components with survey takers, like in-store and on-site, to understand which ones were part of their organization's current retail media strategy. And what we found was that organizations are leveraging a variety of tactics, most commonly on-site digital ads on retailer websites, paid search shopping ads like Google Shopping, social commerce like TikTok Shop and Facebook Marketplace, and off-site ads. Considering the same list of retail media components, we asked participants to look ahead to their organization's 2024 budget plans to understand how their budget plans will differ compared to last year when it came to these specific tactics. Nearly 70% reported at least a slight increase in retailer on-site tactics like sponsored products and paid search. More than half also reported at least a slight increase in social commerce and off-site ads. To understand the most important factors in their budget allocation decisions for retail media, we had participants select from a list of considerations such as media mix modeling recommendations and adherence to joint business plans. What we found here was that retail media budget allocations are most often driven by performance measurement, a factor selected by 56% of survey takers. And about half of respondents also pointed to a desire to test new ad formats and types, targeting options and bid adjustments from retailers, and annual budgets set based on the previous year's performance. Next, we asked participants how they would describe the results retail media has driven at their organization in 2023. Those we spoke to were generally pleased. More than 2/3 indicated the results retail media drove met or exceeded goal KPI expectations at their company last year. We followed up and asked what would accelerate their organization's investment in retail media in the future. As you can see, nearly half of those surveyed said investment in retail media would accelerate if it delivered a higher ROI compared to other channels. Other investment accelerators included improved insights from retailer media networks, the ability to better measure upper funnel impact, and measurement innovations for better and easier value proof. On the other hand, when asked what the critical challenges are that might drive their organization to invest less in retail media in the future, 53% of participants pointed to limitations in analytics and reporting. 41% highlighted lower ROI compared to other advertising channels, and 38% pointed to difficulty proving investment incrementality. With only so much human capital at a company, we also asked survey takers how they're keeping up with the continued proliferation of retailer media networks. And we found that many organizations are leveraging external solutions to keep up, including relying on data analytics and insights platforms and using third-party retail media platforms. 58% of CPG brand participants also pointed to engaging with agencies for retail media management. Now, we asked survey takers which metrics their organization uses to inform their current retail media efforts. Most notably, participants pointed to media cost, return on ad spend, click-through, video completion rate, and cost per acquisition, new to brand, and ratings and reviews. Here, we continued our list of metrics, and as you can see, category market share, competitive analysis, and share metrics like share of voice were also highlighted as metrics our survey takers told us inform their current retail media efforts. In the same question, we also asked respondents if they were not currently using the metrics listed, could they indicate if they had plans to use them in the future? And when it came to metrics they would like to use in the future, more than half pointed to social signals, multi-touch ROAS, customer lifetime value, and post-purchase behavior like referrals. When it comes to measuring incrementality, our survey indicated there's a need for improvement. 56% of respondents shared that their organization's they measure incrementality at base level, with only 30% reporting their organizations are good or extremely good at measuring incrementality and applying or leveraging the insights. When we followed up and had them answer how their organizations define incrementality in retail media, we found there's a wide range of definitions. The most common definition considered things like ad-attributed conversions of new-to-brand customers, showing a product ad to customers who have not purchased the product before, and serving ads where products are not already showing up in organic results. Looking at how survey takers answered based on job level, director-level leaders and above were more likely to include serving ads to consumers that haven't yet searched for my brand in their definition of incrementality. CPG brand participants were also more likely to look at shifting ad budget from product with low profit margin to products with high profit margin as part of retail media incrementality. When we asked what challenges they had faced, if any, trying to implement incrementality measurement in their retail media strategy, at least half of respondents reported concerns with the accuracy or reliability of incrementality results, as well as limited tools or technologies to support the measurement. Lack of standardization and data were also called out by 43% of survey takers. Looking at how CPG brand professionals compared to agency professionals, CPG brand executives were more likely to say they had difficulty distinguishing between organic and driven sales when trying to implement incrementality measurement compared to agency professionals we spoke to. Taking a closer look at channel management, we asked participants how coordinated and integrated their organization's retail media is with other digital ad channels. Nearly half told us their organization's retail media largely aligns with other channels, with occasional discrepancies in messaging or strategy, or is seamlessly managed alongside other channels, with consistent messaging and strategy. However, a third reported notable gaps in coordination. So, I don't have to tell you that artificial intelligence was a hot topic in 2023. So we asked participants how they anticipated AI impacting their retail media strategies this year. Nearly half of participants told us they anticipate AI will enhance their targeting and bidding strategies this year, while at least 41% said it would enable real-time campaign optimization, provide greater insights and recommendations, and automate or enhance creative efforts. We also shared a list of solution categories with survey takers like digital shelf analytics and demand-side platforms to understand which were part of their e-commerce stack. As you can see, highlighted here in gray, nearly 3 in 5 respondents said their organizations have business intelligence or data analytics and retail media management solutions. Nearly half also shared they had digital shelf analytics in their e-commerce stack. For part of the survey, we also wanted to learn about data clean rooms and their usage. And when we asked survey takers to describe their organization's current usage, we found that most organizations are not currently using data clean rooms extensively. Nearly 30% of participants told us they had limited or trial usage, and about the same number reported moderate usage. Less than 10% told us data clean room usage was widespread or integrated. Following up, we asked survey takers what difficulties they faced when it came to data clean rooms. Top challenges included joining data with additional sources, shelf analytics, not having enough first-party data, costs, and a lack of internal technical expertise. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this research will be spotlighted in the January-February issue of Path to Purchase Institute magazine. Along with this research I just shared, we have results from our annual trends survey, and I'd be remiss if I didn't share just a few takeaways from this report before I leave you today. First, just to give you a bit of background, we've been producing an annual trends report for nearly 30 years. For each report, we poll several members of our CPG brand community to really examine and look into the major trends and issues affecting them and the commerce marketing community. As you can imagine, retailer media networks and related partners and solutions have been a big part of our report for the past few years. I'll start by saying what really stood out to me in this report is something that I think we've all suspected, and that's that CPG brands are juggling more retailer media networks than ever before. CPG organizations are working with an average of 8 retailer media networks today. Looking more closely, half of survey takers told us their organization currently works with 3 to 6 networks, while 36% said they're working with 10 or more retailer media networks. And just to give you something to compare to, in the summer of 2022, we asked the same question for another research report surveying CPG brand professionals. At that time, more than half told us that they were working with 3 to 5 networks, but only 6% said they were working with more than 10 networks. So that's a huge jump. So for the past few years, we've also tried to gauge respondents' assessment of retailer media networks. And we've done this by asking them if they thought retailer media networks were a simple money grab for the retailer, effective but not more so than other digital media, more effective than other digital media, or something else. Nearly 69% found retailer media networks as effective, if not more effective, than other digital media. Breaking it down, 43% said they were effective, but not more so than other digital media. And over a quarter said retailer media networks are more effective than other digital media. Still, about 20% said it was a simple money grab for the retailers. For those who believe retail media is effective, but not more so than other digital media, they mentioned costs and limitations of retail media, as well as the effectiveness of other tactics like social media in achieving similar goals. Some of the comments we heard from the survey were they see the same ROI as they've seen from social media, price premiums for first-party data far outweigh the utility of the data, and they're still getting solid ROAS from other non-retailer specific media channels and platforms at lower costs. Those who say retail media is more effective than other digital media attribute it to first-party data, closed-loop measurement, there you go, bingo card, and targeting capabilities. Comments from survey takers highlighted better CPM with less investment, and it strengthens negotiations with the retailer. And there's a direct tie to sales and more input over how they can pull the strings on specific products to reach certain audiences. Now, as part of our trends survey, we asked survey participants to rate each retailer media networks with which they work across 7 key performance metrics. Those metrics are targeting effectiveness, measurement capabilities, ROI, data sharing, sales growth, creative freedom, and target traffic driving capabilities. We had about 25 networks rated, but only published 18 of them in our website. As I mentioned earlier, P2PI members can get access to the full results on our website as well. Now, it's hard to say which network did the best because it really varies by tactic, but it's safe to say Kroger, Amazon, and Walmart Connect had good results. Of those 3, Amazon led the way in targeting effectiveness, with 92% of survey takers giving the network at least a good rating for this metric. If you look at measurement capabilities, ROI, data sharing, and sales growth, Kroger Precision Marketing was ahead with at least 80% of participants giving it a good rating for these metrics. On the other hand, Walmart Connect had a slight edge on these networks when it came to traffic driving capabilities, with 82% of survey takers giving the network at least a good rating for this metric. Whichever way you look at it, though, a majority of participants that work with these 3 networks gave them at least a good score across all metrics. Finally, when we asked survey takers what they thought the next frontier or up-and-coming areas are in retail media, we got a variety of answers. Most notably, omni-channel audience tracking, increased personalization, and AI technology was selected by a majority of participants. Shoppable video content and in-store digitalization was also identified by half. That's it from me. Please check out p2pi.com and our latest issue to learn more about what I talked about. If you have any questions, I'll be around. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.